Kame, huh? Welcome back to Zooter 5, you energized electrolytes. Today, we're gonna start off by calling our straw man. By playing the first half of Bolero of Fire over and over. Also, at the end of last episode, we unlocked the Nocturne of Shadow, but somebody pointed out to me that we still can't play it because we can't play the left button on the ocarina. So we can still only play Sun Song and Song of Storms on the ocarina, and that's what we're limited to. Still can't play the lullaby or the Minuet of Forest. Who's that scratching? Who is it? Is it you? Strange face, stuck behind the chain link fence? Oh, it's this man's. Recovery hearts have become the biggest troll of this randomizer. There's so many of them. And I realized all freestanding recovery hearts were added into the mix, so that's the reason why we're finding so many of those. But also, I didn't realize there were so many freestanding recovery hearts in Ocarina of Time. Like, I'm trying to envision them, and also, and the goopies. Come on. All right, don't want to fall down there. So I should be able to do this first try. And after playing Ninpai's Adventure, I feel like nothing in the base game of Ocarina of Time can be a challenge for me. I have become conditioned to be able to take on all of the most difficult and trolliest of game design decisions made with the Ocarina of Time engine. Don't mess this up. Don't mess. You making me eat my words now? Huh? Trying to make fun of me in front of my viewers? You all didn't see anything, right? I was just joking that first time. There we go. That's how it's properly done. I think. Come on. Oh, no! Okay, this time I'm just gonna zap on up here. And that's not gonna pull me into the... Okay, we'll slide down very slowly. Okay, I guess I am supposed to use long shot. I've done that without long shot before, because sometimes the randomizer forces you to do that. And so I thought I could get away with that method, but apparently it's not. I believe this may be all we can do in Fire Temple without the next key. So let's... Well, you know what? Here's some recovery hearts right here that are just freestanding. Maybe there's more of these guys than I originally considered. Link, I am so sorry, man. No, the Deku Scrub Grotto isn't even here as an adult. So I can't use the hook shot to break the beehive. I've been told that if you time bomb shoes correctly, you can use those to break beehives, but that shouldn't be considered in actual logic. So it's not expected of us, but that's annoying. So we really, really need the boomerang super duper bad. Can I get more soup rupees? I can. I like my soupies. But then here's another green Navi. Is it true that if I play Sun Song here, we'll get something from it? Whoa, whoa. It's a fairy. That fairy's thick. Wait. Hey, don't be dodging my bottle. What the heck? Yo, where'd you go? Thick Fairy decided it was too good for us. He said it was too thick for us. We don't got the meat for that thickness. Which one did we not save? We saved the very last one. I think it's this one up here. I'm trying to find the last carpenter, because we do get a prize from saving the very last one. Stink, stink, stink. I'm also trying to save up lots of rupees because we need a lot right now. Oh, here we go. This carpenter probably has the most normal haircut out of all 4 of them. I've seen your fine work. To get past the guards here, you must have some good thieving skills. Or you can just find the membership card before you even visit the grounds in the first place. Dang it! Stop it with the recovery hearts! I swear to Din, Nairu, and Furore. No, I shouldn't be taking the goddess's names in vain. That's not cool. It's not cool. That's really annoying though, especially when you put in so much work to do something like that and then get nothing in return. It's gonna be the easy checks that have the good stuff, huh? I love her hand clap sound. Okay, so we have the bow, which means we can do a few new things inside the Gerudo training grounds. Just give me the left song note, that or the boomerang. Stop it with the recovery hearts. I'm not trying to lose my mind on a recording. There's people watching. Okay. Yes! Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh, I can play all 5 notes now. We can finally use the full ocarina. This is so freaking nice. Oh, that is such a big relief. Oh man. I was so stressed out. Now we can play Zelda's Lullaby, which means we can do all the great fairy stuff. There's lots of just random stuff. Like we can do the rest of the bottom of the well. I can do Shadow Temple. Oh. Okay. We just unlocked a lot. It really had us go all over the place, right? Like we had to find the fairy bow, and then we had a... There was a lot of circling. A lot of jerkling. But we got through it. Don't make me put on the lens of truth. I'm too lazy. Come on, I'm trying to show off. Yes! Is hitting it on the 6th time still showing off? I'm not entirely sure, but I'll take what I can get. Before I jump down, I'm gonna make Pierre appear. Make him a Pierre. It's the French way to say the word appear. Whoa, that just like started spinning exactly when we jumped off. That was creepy. The face recognition of this room is intense. All of these statues inside the eyeballs have ring cameras with facial recognition. I kind of feel bad for kids nowadays because my grandma, when I was talking to her on the phone, she said that there were some kids that were trying to ding-dong ditch within the neighborhood, and they got caught several times because they were ding-dong ditching houses with ring cameras, which is really dumb. Why would you ding-dong ditch a house that has a ring camera? But then I was thinking about it. I'm like, dang, kids nowadays can't enjoy the blissful fun of ding-dong ditching people's houses, which, you know, it's annoying, but it's like a wholesome type of annoying, you know? And it just sucks that we're limiting the ways kids can have fun. No wonder they only play Fortnite nowadays. What else can they do? Their cities are destroyed. They can't ding-dong ditch. They can't... Dang. Society. I guess they're all just gonna have to watch Zooter videos. Okay. Okay. There was a lot locked behind the bow and arrow. Gerudo's training grounds is hooked up. And now that we have that, we can also go back to the Wolfos room and go to the like room, which I like quite dearly, but don't like, but I just like it. Ah, just a nice sigh of relief. This randomizer is beatable after all. And with the silver gauntlets, we can now pick up the gray rocks. And since I have a Goron sword, I can just slice these guys from a great long distance. It only takes 1 slice before they get turned into mush. Oh, there's so many rupees in this room too. And we have the giant's wallet, so we can hold all of them. No rupees will be wasted. It does really feel super good to progress deeply into a randomizer. I love getting real deep in that randomizer. Bloopies galore. Okay, now we can go buy the fake Big Goron sword from the Goron in Goron City. Don't mind if I do. More bloopies. So next best thing to find at this point would be the boomerang. The Ocarina of Time. I don't think the Ocarina of Time does anything differently apart from just looking different. It's an aesthetic thing. Bottom of the well map. And last but not least, well, that kind of was least. Because since we have over 50 Skulltula tokens, the rest we're collecting at this point is just for completion's sake. Everything past that is really not needed. Okay, I think we're gonna head out of here. And now that we have Silver Gauntlets and Zelda's Lullaby, it actually makes sense to go back to the Desert Colossus and Spirit Temple, because we can push our way in there a bit further now. So let's do it. Good morning, everybody. We have made it back to the Desert Colossus. Takes a while to get back here, so I cannot wait to find the Spirit Requiem. And we get to visit our first... Well, it's not going to show her. We need an option to bring the Great Fairy back in a zooter, because they completely cut out our cutscene, which takes away the whole entire purpose of visiting the Great Fairy in the first place, which you all know the reason. You all know. I like how the green rupee blends in with the fire in the background. The animations are one of the same. I'm realizing that so many more of our checks are going to be heart pieces and heart containers. We still have 10 full hearts to find. We haven't even found half of them so far. So that's what I'm honestly expecting the most of at this point. Leave me alone. I hate levers. I was trying to save my money, but I guess this is an opportunity to spend even more. Oh, 3 rupees again. I love these really cheap Deku Scrubs. Well, if that's not the best deal I've ever gosh darn seen. This one also has cheap wares. Well, we almost broke even in this room. We made a small amount of profit here. Hello, little beehive. What is that? The Giant's Knife. What happens when we have the Big Goron Sword and Giant's Knife? Is the Giant's Knife down here instead? Another broken Big Goron Sword. I think the Giant's Knife just gets completely overridden by the Big Goron Sword. So why would you use the breakable version when you have the real thing? Hello, giant snakeheads. I've missed you. Aren't they cute? Look at how happy they look. Aww. Such good snakos. Alright, we have 1 key for the Spirit Temple. Let's see how long that lasts us. Our greatest enemy at this point, now that we're starting to get all the items, is going to be key sanity. We have 1 door we can unlock. Fortunately, there's a couple other doors down here that we can access. Try to get me. You can't. You're too slow. Also, I must announce, I gotta talk about this during Zooter, but this weekend on Saturday, January 6th, in the South Bay, south of Los Angeles, I'm hosting my very first gamer-themed party called Smash Bros. And EDM. Or it's EDM and Smash Bros. Pretty much what it is we have several EDM DJs who play like bass house, dubstep, that sort of music. They're gonna be playing music in our event venue while we have some rounds of Smash Bros. And Mario Kart happening in the same room. It's gonna be explosive. It's gonna hit off with a bang. But I'll put a link in the description down below if you're interested in coming to that this weekend. It's our very first party, so we're trying to have the best one possible. Obviously, it's not going to be like gigantic because it takes time to build these sorts of events up and whatnot. But it's me and my friends' attempt in starting to push towards more things that we want to see in the world, which is things that involve the things that we love, which is music, video games, great community, and all that. So if you guys live in the area, come through. It would be awesome to see you, to meet you, to dance, play some games, all that stuff. And if this one goes well, we're hoping to do these somewhat regularly over the course of the future. So I can just get back into the groove of hosting in-person events. The silver rupee with the invisible spikes. Okay. These silver rupee rooms are way more interesting. I like the silver rupee randomizer, mainly just because it's fun having these extra checks in these rooms where you normally wouldn't have that much. You still gotta buy Song of Time to get past that Song of Time block. That's all we got here. And also, if you guys know of any other events that sound similar to what I'm trying to host myself, that are either in the Los Angeles area or honestly anywhere, feel free to send them and link them to me, because I really just want to get more connected with these types of events in general, so I can learn from them, get more acquainted with other people who have similar visions. And you know, I feel like over the years it's kind of become my job to bring people together online, and I want to continue trying to do that in person as well, because I don't want everything that I do to just be on the internet. I'm trying to create stuff for, you know, people in the real world as well. And I do realize that lots of people can't visit or go because they don't live nearby, and I'm sorry. I wish I could extend it to everybody, but that's why I do internet stuff as well. The internet stuff is what everybody can go to, and the in-person stuff is for the locals. But that's like the weird part about being sort of an internet personality, is doing stuff on the internet is great, and I love it. It's so much fun. But also at the same time, I feel bad because almost everything I do gets people to be like kind of disconnected from others in real life. It's all like internet-based socialization. So I always am trying to think about combating that by trying to start things in the real world that might create a ripple effect of more people meeting friends in real life, which I think is some of the most valuable types of relationships. I think internet relationships are good as well. Uh-oh. But the best internet relationships are the ones that you can make, and then after that, you can hang out with them in real life later at events. Because, for example, going to gaming conventions like PAX have shaped my life tremendously by going and getting to hang out with people who also make YouTube videos and stuff. Sorry, man, sorry. And so it's just kind of one of my goals over the course of my life to continue creating things that allow people who become online friends to connect in person. Okay, so there's quite a bit we can do in this room. I'm glad we got to make it to the center room, because this room is very, very useful. Let's play some music in the palm of her hand. My favorite stage. Cool. Let's see if I can hit this. Here we go. Shoop. Swoop. Oh, recovery heart, you cheeky bastard. Lots of pots in this room. What? These pots don't have anything in them? You're fake pots. I just ducked underneath that one, because I had my big Goron sword out. Okay, we have 2 keys for Shadow Temple. Shadow Temple in general has a lot of keys, so we'll see how far we can make it inside that dungeon with only 2 keys. So we're out of keys here too. That's like our next big hunt, is looking for adult temple keys. Anybody want to go down to Din's Din 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 and grab ourselves some snacks? Maybe get ourselves some grilled cheese. I heard Din's Din Din has some really good grilled cheese. That's like one of those memes that if you haven't watched the previous Zooters, you will have no clue what I'm talking about. I guess to explain so people aren't completely lost. In an earlier Zooter, we were talking about there being a diner, which can also be called a din, because a food din, and it's owned by Din herself, and you can go there to buy din din. So you get Din's din din din. And the joke becomes exponentially less funny when you explain it that in depth. But that's every joke. That's every joke. Jokes aren't meant to be explained in depth. It's either you get it or you don't, lots of the time. Ooh. Also, upside down notes does not mean it's a full check. That's just how they distinguish the different songs. So most of the warp songs are upside down. So you don't get it confused with, say, Sun Song when you see it from a distance. So getting Prelude of Light is nice. It allows me to warp back to Temple of Time in-game as young Link. You know, as adult Link, we're able to just do a soft reset and go back to Temple of Time. But having it for young Link is a really good help. We have another chest right here. This room is chock full of them. This is the Megaton Hammer switch, so I can't press that. We're blocked by a key. Can we backtrack a little bit into the young Link section as adult Link? We can only go so far because there's a hole you can only climb through as young Link, but this is a Silver Rupee room. Isn't it? Oh no. It was an Nimpai's Adventure, dude. Nimpai's Adventure is already like stuck in my mind. I played so much of that this year. Having to do a little bit of unlearning at this point. Honk. Go ahead and smack that. Get on the floor. And bomb this very inconspicuous bombable wall. Alright, let's get more stuff. Give me that hookup. Yeah. A bundle of arrows. Double yeah, dude. A green rupee. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and some seeds. Yes, of course. We gotta refill the slingshot. A recovery heart. Ooh, this door is locked. Okay, I guess we're not getting out of here. And we should be able to use that to warp out of the dungeon. Yeah. We're back. It's nice that we can finally play some warp songs, right? That's a great feeling. Should we go to Shadow Temple now? There is some stuff on the Overworld we can do, especially now that we have the Silver Gauntlets. But I'd rather go and start Shadow Temple. There's not going to be much for us to do there, but there'll be a little bit. And let's go ahead and talk about last episode's comment question of the day, where I asked you all what games you're looking forward to most in 2024. Now, the games that were said the most were Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Remake, which very much agreed. I think that's one of the best games of all time, and the fact that it's getting an HD remake is mind-blowing. And I'm so happy that it's going to get a second breath now that it's really gotten to gain a fan base, because it did not get the credit it deserves back when it was a GameCube game. The second most excited for game was Hollow Knight Silk Song, the sequel to Hollow Knight, which Hollow Knight is another just phenomenal game. If you haven't played it, one of the most fun, difficult indie games out there, 100%. The third most requested game was Metroid Prime 4, which I'm excited for this game, but I'm also like okay with waiting a bit longer because I still want to get through the first 3 Prime games, and I hope they release Prime 2 and 3 in HD like they just did the first one before Metroid Prime 4 comes out. Is that really our first Forest Temple key? And that temple has a lot of keys, huh? Dang. The next most excited for game was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Oh, come on. What was that? What was that? So they remade Final Fantasy VII in HD. Are you kidding me? Just kill him. Just kill him. What is going on here? So they remade Final Fantasy VII in HD, and they released it in 2 parts. The first part was released a couple years ago, and they're going to be releasing the second half to that sometime this year. And there is a lot of people excited for that. Another game that got quite a few people excited is the sequel to Hades, which is currently known as Hades 2 at the moment. I think Hades was the game I played most during lockdown, so I'm very just sentimentally attached to that franchise right now, and I am so excited for the sequel to come out. It's going to be such a good day. Lots of people are really excited for the DLC for Elden Ring, which I have not played Elden Ring yet, but over the course of this year, I have been playing Dark Souls, which I streamed it, and we've been editing my stream into a really good Let's Play for my second channel, Toucan. And I think this Dark Souls Let's Play might be one of my best Let's Plays I've ever created. And it's just so funny. And the editing is really good as well. You know, we cut out pretty much all the backtracking and everything. My editor, Max, is the one who's working on it. He's been doing a really good job on the editing. I cannot recommend this series enough. I'm going to be streaming through the rest of Dark Souls in the very near future, so be on the lookout for that. But I definitely want to beat Dark Souls before I start playing Elden Ring. Now, I don't know if I want to beat Dark Souls 2 and 3 before I start Elden Ring. That might be a little bit excessive. Get out of here. But I at least want to beat the first one. And then also, there's randomizers. I also am kind of interested in the Dark Souls randomizer. Although I feel like I need to play the game a lot more before I do a randomizer, because randomizers are more so for games that I think you've beaten multiple times. Get your hands off of me, Dead Hand. Slither your way over here, you sassy bitch. This commenter was excited to release a self-made game named Panoptia, or Panoptia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but you know, shout outs to the game devs watching this series. I know that game development is a very difficult hobby and profession, so props to anybody who is pursuing that themselves. I hope your game release goes well. There were some games that people were excited for that I've never heard of. Those including Black Myth Wukong, which I looked up this Wukong guy. He looked really creepy. Like very, I don't even know how to describe him. Like a werewolf, chupacabra type enemy dude. I don't know if he's an enemy or not. I really don't know. Hellblade 2. Never heard of Hellblade, but apparently the first one's really good. A game called Another Code Remastered. Avowed. Has anybody heard of Avowed? And also, there's this really good VR game, apparently, and the full version's going to be released soon. It's called Blade and Sorcery. Let me know if any of you guys have heard of these games, because I always feel bad when there's like really good popular games that I haven't heard of nor played. I realize that I can't play everything, but still, I would love to. There's more games in the world than there is time to play. But it's cool that there's so many gamers out there that somebody gets to play these games. And then let's see, some other games people were looking forward to is Fable 4. Which Fable 3 came out I feel like I was in high school when Fable 3 came out. Princess Peach Showtime. I think that's kind of cool. I'm glad Princess Peach is getting another dedicated game. I'm not really sure how popular her first one was, but I always like when Nintendo gives games to more of their characters. And then for some things that have not been announced at all that people are looking forward to are potential remakes of Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. And also I have to add on here, a remake of Minish Cap would be awesome as well. I think the art style of Link's Awakening remake would work for these, but at the same time, I don't think those would be the best potential art styles for them. Is there anything down here I can get at the moment? No, there is not. Another game not announced that I would love is Planet Coaster 2. Planet Coaster 1 is amazing, but a second one would be much welcomed at this point, especially if they added water park options to it. People want Donkey Kong Country, Diddy Kong Racing, and Perfect Dark added to Nintendo Switch Online so people can play those on the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure why they haven't been released on there yet, but I agree with that. And then some other games that I'm really surprised aren't on Switch yet are remakes of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. You would definitely think that since HD versions of those games were released for Wii U, they would easily port them over to the Switch. But they have yet to do that, unfortunately. I think they're still trying to give Tears of the Kingdom its own time to breathe, which I still haven't beaten Tears of the Kingdom. I know I'm the worst Zelda fan ever. I really, really need to. I haven't had time. I've been having to work so much recently. Forest Temple Boss Key. That looks really cool. I like that model a lot. It's so swirly. And then the last game I have down on the list is people are excited for. Let's get out. We have to bomb this wall right here. Somebody is excited for the remake of Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon, which was originally released on the 3DS and is getting remade for the Switch. Which, if they're going to be putting Luigi's Mansion 2 on the Switch, they need to put the original Luigi's Mansion on the Switch. Like, what gives? They re-released it on the 3DS right at the end of the 3DS's lifespan. But for some reason, they're not putting it on the Switch, where I think it much more rightly deserves to be on. Like, my other possible thought is in the very near future, they're just going to release GameCube games for Nintendo Switch Online, so you'll just be able to play Luigi's Mansion there. But also, out of any game that deserves a really good HD remake, Luigi's Mansion does not seem like it would be too hard to do. Especially with all the assets they created for Luigi's Mansion 3, which Luigi's Mansion 3 was a beautiful game. It might be one of Nintendo's most beautiful games at this point, which is kind of funny. I'm just gonna dodge this guy. We don't need to mess with him. Now, Pikmin 4 came out this year, and I would personally love to see some DLC for Pikmin 4. Some Dandori challenges or more mission mode type challenges, I think would go a long way. The game already has a lot of content, so I really can't complain too much, but I would just love to see that. And that's going to lead us on to today's comic question of the day, is if you could have DLC added to any game that you enjoy that is currently out already on the market, what game would you love to see some DLC for? What game is really good, but just could use even more zest on top of it? Because when you're like obsessed with a game, you just want to play it for infinity, right? You just want it to become your whole entire personality. At least that's me sometimes. Yeah, leave your comments down in the comment section below, and we'll talk about it. Mr. Scratchy Scratchinson. I'm here. Oh, a huge rupee when we were already pretty much full on rupees. Okay, we need to go spend our rupees after this place. For sure. Another purple rupee? Come on. We need to find the Tycoon wallet now. Which I believe I turned that on. Tycoon wallet adds the ability to have 1,000 rupees. Or maybe it's 999. But if you round up 1 rupee, it's 1,000 rupees. Wow, it's wild the amount of progress we ended up making this episode. I went into this episode pretty stressed out, and now things are looking pretty up. These are going to be our last checks of the episode over here. The silver rupees to this gate. There's so much locked behind these silver rupee challenges in this dungeon. Hey, second line of hearts. Yeah, baby. Okay, this is dangerous. Are we gonna kill this Beamos for a single green rupee? Of course we are. Oh, come on. Okay, that did work. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next one.